You're listening to Blast Podcasting, episode 26.
I am vengeance.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Blast Podcasting. I'm Xander.
And this is Anthony.
I thought you were Batman.
I'm not a good Batman. I don't have... I probably have the brains, but not the physical abilities.
You know what I think I'm going to do is I think in post-edit, I think I'm going to edit your I am vengeance and make you sound robotic like Ben Affleck.
Do it.
Do it. Oh, man, it's been a while since we've done an episode, though, and so much has been going on in just nerd pop culture stuff. And I do want
to... I got a funny story.
Okay.
I've been playing the Hello Dragon Ball Fighters.
Such a good game.
Good game. I've been playing online. I find this morning that I got banned for breaking the term of service, and I don't know what I did because I never quit out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not using mods.
That's weird.
My internet might have been fucked up.
That's really weird.
Yeah,
so can you not like play online on there anymore? Or
I can't play online, yeah. I got banned.
Wow.
I don't know why. I have no fucking clue.
That's a shame too, because that's a really fun game.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of just getting another 7-day free trial on a new account and playing on there. But I don't know if they banned it per console.
Yeah, you might. You know what you could do is if like, are you playing on PS4 or Switch?
Switch.
I mean, you could just make another Switch profile and try it on there. Because then you don't have to get another online. Like if you have online, it's online on the Switch. So you just make another profile, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I don't have the family plan.
Oh, you don't need the family plan.
My son can't play. My son gets on his account. He can't play Smash Brothers online.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's not like the PS4.
Huh. That's terrible. That's horrible.
Yeah. It's Nintendo.
Yeah.
I love Nintendo, but it's one of their weird things.
That's so weird. Yeah, and like speaking of sad stuff other than, online fighting games, I did want to start the episode as a little tribute and a little mention. We did lose a Marvel superhero. We lost Black Panther. Chadwick Boseman unfortunately passed away after battling cancer for 4 years. He was very, very secretive about it in his own right, didn't really say anything about it, and just out of nowhere, I just went on Facebook and it was like, the actor just passed away. I'm like, what? I thought it was going to be like an accident or something, but like, it was cancer? Like, what?
Yeah, I was with my friend, and then I got a ding, and I was like, oh, and he went inside. I was like, I'll check my phone. And my friend doesn't really check social media or anything, so I checked my phone, and it goes, Black Panther star Chadwick Boseman dies of colon cancer. I was like, what the fuck?
I mean, I do remember when the whole quarantine thing happened. I remember I think he went on some sort of live stream, and he lost a lot of weight, and people were like, sadly, people were making fun of him about it. They had no idea that he was battling cancer. A lot of people were like calling him like Crack Panther and stuff like that. Yeah, people were calling him Crack Panther, and it became like memes and stuff. And I'm pretty sure those people feel like garbage right now.
Well, let's talk about memes for a second, real quick, because remember about a month and a half ago. Remember the whole Jada Pinkett, Will Smith, and him crying became a meme.
Yeah,
and he just found out his wife cheated on him. Well, he didn't find. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but he found out that she was with someone else.
Yeah. And
it's like, you make memes out of a guy being heartbroken.
Yeah, the internet's a terrible place. It can be very, very terrible.
The internet is, it's a recreation of society with more malice.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is, and I mean, I remember seeing those memes, and I mean, like, yeah, it was pretty bad to see all the jokes made out of someone else's unfortunate events. But I did want to mention that about the Black Panther actor. I mean, I haven't seen Black Panther. As much as me and Anthony, and I'm pretty sure we'll talk about our thoughts on Marvel movies. As much as we're not a fan of like the MCU. He was still a good actor. I enjoyed him in Civil War. I thought he was really good when I saw him there. And Infinity War, I thought he was really good. I never saw Endgame, never saw Black Panther, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But
I wonder
Getting
what's going to happen with Black Panther 2.
I have no idea. I know people are already like talking about it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's another thing that was like kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Is like he passed away, and everyone was like, rest in peace. Okay, where's my next Black Panther movie? I'm just like,
What?
dude, yeah, I was like, dude, like, hold on one second, you know? I was like, it sucks that you died and everything, man, but I need my Marvel fix.
Well, they haven't gotten their Marvel fix, so.
No. But speaking of things shutting down and stuff like that, I definitely want to talk about Kiss Anime shutting down. It was a streaming site where you could watch free anime. That happened a couple of weeks ago. I know a lot of people were upset about that, and it just made me think, man. It made me feel like an old man in a rocking chair, and I was just like, man, you have no idea what it used to be like. Like Kiss Anime's down. That sucks. There's so many more other sites that you can stream anime. At least you're not buying a VHS of a freaking anime OVA that was episode 7 through 9, and you had no idea if you were going to even finish it because the store wouldn't carry that anime anymore.
Well, here's the thing that's crazy about it. I told the story on your post when you posted about it because there's people bitching about it. And I go, you motherfuckers don't understand. I was watching early Dragon Ball Z, and it was during the Boo saga, so I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
Of fan subs. So I didn't understand what Gogeta was or Vegito or any of those. Speaking of which, I do want to talk about my rewatching of Dragon Ball Z itself. We'll talk about that in a second.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll say this. It is fucking nuts because there were the fan subs. And then getting anime was tricky. It started to get an upcycle in about 95, 96.
Mm-hmm.
Really what kicked the anime interest to me was two things. UPN used to air Technoman, which was the very badly dissected version of Tekkaman Blade, which is in itself one of the best animes ever made. You should see that, Xander, and it's all on YouTube.
I need to check that out.
And that's on YouTube. But in its original form, but Tekkaman Blade, which ironically has one big actor in it. Take one guess.
Chad Michael Murray?
No.
I don't know.
Bryan Cranston.
Oh yeah. He did a lot of anime back in the day.
Yeah, he was in that show. He did a lot of those streamlined dubs and shit.
And Power Rangers. And I'm not just talking about playing Zordon in the recent movie that came out a couple of years ago. He did voices of various monsters.
Yep. So yeah, he was in that, and then and the crazy thing about that was, that was a show because back then, even though I didn't watch Babylon 5 back in the day, although I love that show now, and Deep Space Nine, both of those shows had continuing storylines. Same with Buffy at the same time. Tekkaman Blade was the first show. Technoman Blade was the first show that I followed that had a serialized format.
Mm-hmm.
And it got me hooked on the anime. And then, unfortunately, they stopped airing it at the midway point of the series, which was a big fucking cliffhanger. Yeah. And I never got to finish it until I saw Tekkaman Blade. And they did finish dubbing the whole series, but they just never aired it. So it was all done. But they just never brought back the fucking thing. And then there was the Saturday morning anime on Sci-Fi.
Oh, wow.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember Sci-Fi showing a lot of anime.
Yeah. So
that's how I saw Vampire Hunter D.
Yeah. I saw D on there. I saw what the fuck? Demon City Shinjuku. It was my introduction to Tenchi Muyo.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's one crazy thing too, is when they premiered Tenchi Muyo in 96, this never happened. This is something that happens common now. Tenchi Muyo aired in May but premiered in Japan in May or June of that year. And it actually came out in August here, fully dubbed and everything on the Sci-Fi channel.
Oh, wow.
And that was rare for that time.
Yeah, I mean, that's back when, anime, I remember seeing the infomercials, and it was called Japanimation. And they were showing like
Yeah.
Akira and Vampire Hunter D and Ninja Scroll.
Mm-hmm.
They're showing all those, and it was like, look at these crazy adult-themed cartoons from Japan. This isn't your mom and dad's Looney Tunes.
Exactly. And that's what was crazy about it. And then we started to go buy anime, and it was expensive. It was like we were paying $30 for
Very
VHS movies.
expensive. Very expensive.
And then here's the crazy thing. And then they started to release series on VHS, and then you got the DVDs, and then this is where things got crazier. A whole Trigun 26 episode series, you had to pay almost $200 for the complete set.
Yep.
Or what else did you get? Same with Neon Genesis. I don't think anime started to get a little easier to get probably around 2005, 2007. I remember I bought an Evangelion box set for $50. And at Walmart, I jumped on that shit because I remember like only a few years ago, that whole series was what? $200.
Yeah, and the thing is like you hear $200, and if you weren't, into anime at that time, you're thinking, $200. That must have been a really cool box set. It wasn't like a collector's edition. It's not like you got a little statue of a mech or something. No, it was it was just straight up DVDs, and 9 times out of 10, the quality wasn't that great. Even on DVD, the quality wasn't that great, and I mean, I remember I remember buying Studio Ghibli DVDs before Disney bought them out, and they re-released all of them like digitally remastered. I remember getting a copy of Spirit Away, and it was off center. Like the DVD, like the image was off center, like it wasn't completely centered. It's like someone filmed it off VHS, filmed it with a good camera, and converted it over to DVD or something. That's how it was back then, because you had all these different publishers from Canada and China and Philippines, all these different publishers that would get the rights to these animes and put them out and make money off of it. And so for everyone that's upset about Kiss Anime, at least you didn't have to go through that. At least you didn't have to pay $200. Now you just got to subscribe to Crunchyroll or something like that.
Yeah, I'm subscribed to Funimation, which I actually think is a really good service.
Yeah, and you said you rewatched Dragon Ball Z. Now, did you watch it from the beginning to the end, or are you still?
No, I'm not. Oh, I'm not even done. I'm in episode. I'm in the 80s episode wise.
Now, which version of Dragon Ball Z are you watching?
I'm watching the Japanese.
Okay, because I was wondering, because there's so many different versions of Dragon Ball Z now. You got the Dragon Ball Z Kai, you got the Ocean dubs, you got the Funimation stuff.
I'm watching the original Japanese version of Dragon Ball Z, not Kai, nothing, just Dragon Ball Z. And honestly, you know what? I remember people saying it drug. I don't feel it drags as much as I remember it doing.
I think folks felt like it drugged just because at the time that they were probably watching it was when we could only watch one episode a day.
Yeah, probably.
Because I do remember, especially when Cartoon Network was showing Dragon Ball Z, I remember watching that one episode. I was so excited. I came home from school, did my homework, got ready to watch Dragon Ball Z, and that whole episode was Krillin trying to decide if he was going to self-destruct Android 18 or not. That was the whole episode, and I felt so gypped. I'm like, really? That was 30 minutes of Krillin be like, should I hit the button? No, I'm not going to hit the button. Should I hit the button? It's like, oh my God.
I love the Japanese voices too.
Yeah.
Not saying I think Sean Shamel does a great Goku, but
yeah.
I mean the Japanese version, it seems like the narrator in particular, I noticed in the American version, seems like it's not taking it too seriously. And I'm not saying you should take Dragon Ball Z too seriously, but there's a certain it's a very Asian show. People forget about that. It's a very, very Asian show. And I think the Japanese version really elevates that to a new level.
Yeah, and also I remember I didn't really watch Dragon Ball in Japanese until Dragon Ball Super came out. Because when Dragon Ball Super came out, which is crazy to think that was like 5 years ago.
You should watch Z in Japanese because it's really quite the experience. There's things they edited out, like launches in there. What else was there? Fucking okay, so I passed the episode where Krillin gets impaled by Frieza. Remember that?
Yeah.
In the Japanese version, the uncut version, it is brutal.
Oh yeah, because he actually like dies. Like you see his eyes turn white and shit, right?
He doesn't die because he still gets hailed by Dende,
Mm-hmm.
but it's brutal because Frieza keeps him on his he shakes him, and there's a scene where blood trickles down, and Frieza licks it and eats it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the portrayal of Frieza in that one. Remember, like Grandma Frieza, and he was just like yelling all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The way Frieza's portrayed is actually really more fucked up. He talks kindly, but is cruel about it, and he's very calm usually, unless he blows up in anger.
Yeah. And, I was going to say too about the Dragon Ball, Japanese voice acting is, when I first watched Dragon Ball Super, it was kind of weird at first because I always knew that there was a female actress for Goku. I always knew that. But seeing at first, I was like, hey, this is kind of weird. But it grew on me. And even Vegeta's voice acting grew on me. And now it's just like, it's weird because I grew up watching Dragon Ball with English dubs. I know all the voice actors. I've met some of the voice actors at conventions and stuff like that.
Were they cool?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were awesome. I actually, what's funny is I met the Japanese voice actor and the American voice actor for Frieza. And
who still voices him, huh?
yeah, he still voices them, and like the American voice actor I met was the first like female, like I forget her name. She had like blonde hair. She's an older lady, but she was the one that when Frieza sounded like kind of like an old lady, in on the Cartoon Network show. That was her.
Yeah.
Like very raspy, that was the voice actress I met, and she was really cool. Like they were all awesome, and the Japanese voice actor, I loved it. Like he was like signing people's stuff and going ho 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 ho, and I was like, oh, this is so awesome.
Yeah, see, that's why it's so creepy, dude. The Japanese voice actor,
Yeah,
of Frieza, because he does that.
He's
I've heard it so much.
He's so like soothing and almost like I don't want to say joyful, but he's kind of like, hey, this is kind of fun. I'm killing you, sort of thing.
So yeah, that's the whole Dragon Ball Z. So we've talked about Kiss Anime, Dragon Ball Z, Chadwick Boseman, unfortunately. What else do we?
Well, I think the next thing we need to talk about is probably the meat and potatoes of this episode. If you saw the thumbnail, you know exactly what I'm mentioning. I Am Vengeance is from the trailer itself. We finally got to see a nice teaser trailer, or not even teaser, like almost like a full-length trailer pretty much of The Batman. The new Batman movie coming out in 2021, starring Robert Pattinson as Batman. That's right. The guy who played, Edward in Twilight is now the Caped Crusader, and can I say he's shown his dues. He's shown it off.
His Batman looks awesome. Here's the thing that's crazy about it is, I think the DC movies have gotten back on track after Fandome. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. I think Joker was a prelude to that.
Yeah, I think with the success of Joker, I think it brought a lot more faith to folks in DC movies. I think DC movies beforehand were having kind of an identity crisis because of the popularity of the MCU. Because
Justice League.
Yeah, it had a big identity crisis, and the thing about it is like it's hard to not mention how much of an impact the MCU has had with superhero movies. Matter of fact, a lot of people, just assume now that all superhero movies have to be connected. They're connected in some way because that's how that MCU is, and it's like, no, not necessarily. Like the Joker movie, standalone, its own movie, its own thing.
Batman too, the Batman.
Yeah, the new Batman coming out has nothing to do with Ben Affleck's Batman. A matter of fact, 2020 is a crazy year because we have Robert Pattinson playing the Batman, and then we have the new Flash movie that's going to have Ben Affleck coming back as Batman and Michael Keaton coming back as Batman.
Which is fucking crazy.
It's insane. We got 3 Batmans in 2020.
Yep. And that's the thing that's nuts. And then let's talk about the Snyder Cut. We're getting the Justice League we should have gotten
Yeah.
because Justice League was garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. I know a lot of people didn't like Batman v Superman, and I think part of that was because it wasn't paid off properly. And I think the Snyder Cut, which you've heard of the runtime for it, right?
No, what's the runtime for it?
4 hours.
Oh, wow.
But they're splitting it into 1 hour episodes.
Oh, yeah, because it's going to be on HBO Max.
Yep. So that's the other big thing. So we got the Snyder Cut, the Batman, the Black Adam film looks great. The Suicide Squad film looks better. I mean, the approach that they're doing it, saying it's going to be a 1970s, confined action film.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing that. The DC movies just look way better than what Marvel's doing.
And they all have their own identities too.
Yeah,
They all look different.
the Marvel films. What do you get? They're the same. All of them are the same.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but they're all the fucking. I mean, no disrespect to Chadwick Boseman, but there was nothing special about Black Panther.
Yeah.
And then you go into, like Infinity War, and it's just there were Infinity War. I've seen Infinity War and Endgame, and I will tell you this: there were moments that were ruined by jokes. That movie should have been a lot more somber, like the fact that Thor becomes an overweight drunk. Well, okay, he's a drunk, but they made it into a joke.
Yeah, it became a meme. It's like,
Yeah.
drunk Thor. It's not like, no, this guy's freaking broken. He's an alcoholic and he's fat because he feels worthless.
They should have made that those, and there are somber moments, but the problem is there's always a fucking joke, and it's like, stop with the fucking jokes.
And that was some of the problems that Justice League had too.
Yeah, that was the problem was that you had, it wasn't even just that, it was the problem that you had Snyder scenes and Whedon scenes, and you were one moment you were watching one movie and then you were watching another fucking movie.
And you could tell them apart too. You could be like, "Oh, this was a Zack Snyder moment. This was not a Zack Snyder moment."
And you know what? To everyone who says Zack Snyder's a shitty director, you're a fucking moron. Because he's not.
Now, what is it that you like about Zack Snyder a lot? Like, I just want to know.
He can visually tell us. Everyone's like he's a great visual storyteller. He can say so much he's one of those directors that doesn't need dialogue to explain every fucking thing.
Yeah.
You watch Man of Steel, and yeah, Superman doesn't have a lot of lines, but you don't really need him to in that movie.
No, you don't. That's why, like, dude, I love Man of Steel. Thought it was such a good movie.
Have you seen Batman v Superman yet?
Yes, I saw both. I saw the extended cut and the normal cut.
Well, I'll say the extended cut's better.
Yeah, it is.
It's a great film.
I mean, like, and the thing about it is like I said, I think that was the biggest problem people had with DC is they were expecting DC to be exactly like the MCU, and I like the fact that it's not like the MCU.
And those were two somber films.
Yeah.
They're not like feel good movies. They're very, very, very sad movies.
Yep.
They're very, very, very sad movies. And that's the thing about it is especially Batman v Superman. That's a very, very somber film.
Well, let's scale back a little bit to the Batman trailer.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I honestly have to say I've probably watched this trailer 10 times. First time I watched it on my phone, and I watched it on my phone. It was a little too dark, so I couldn't really see all the details to it. So I actually went home, pulled up the 4K full HD trailer that was on YouTube, and watched it on my TV. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is a freaking Batman movie. What I like about this trailer, what I like about this feeling of Batman, is it goes back to Batman being a detective.
Yeah.
I mean, he goes back to being the world's greatest detective. He's trying to figure out these riddles. He's trying to figure out, who's killing all these people. How is it tied to him? And at the same time, trying not to give out that he's Bruce Wayne. But Bruce Wayne and the Batman's obviously the same person. And we haven't seen that in quite some time. I thought, and I almost got like Batman animated series feels with that.
Yeah, it looks great.
And what did you think about the villains that were shown? Like we saw Catwoman, we saw the Penguin, and I believe that was the Riddler we saw with the tape. But some people are even saying that could be Hush. They're saying that Hush could be in this movie.
It's hard to tell. I know, but Riddler is actually an integral part of the Hush storyline. People forget that.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He's the one who, it's revealed at the end, is the mastermind behind all of it. Oh fuck! I probably spoiled Hush, but it wasn't necessarily just Hush. It was the Riddler.
Yeah.
It
yes, I mean it's
Riddler.
interesting.
Yeah. So Riddler can play a role. They both can.
Well, yeah, it's no doubt Riddler's in the movie because they've already confirmed that, but they just didn't show the Riddler per se. You heard his voice, which was very like masked, which makes perfect sense. Being a mystery, you shouldn't be able to know what his voice sounds like. I thought that was a really nice touch as well, that they did that. And, I like that, this Batman, he's a younger Batman. You can tell he's not as experienced. You can definitely tell he can't control his anger as well as, the Batman later on when he beats the hell out of those thugs. I think that scene right there won a lot of people over.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is not a joking Batman. This could be even grittier than the Ben Affleck Batman.
Yeah. Which Ben Affleck Batman, I mean, he was pretty hardcore.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. And again, I'm tired of the Twilight jokes. I mean, Pattinson has proved himself beyond the doubt as an actor. Go see Lost City of Z. Go see the fucking Lighthouse, especially.
Well, it's funny you mentioned Lighthouse, because I was going to mention this, okay? Because they did say that this is going to be a trilogy. The Batman's going to be a trilogy, and there's heavy rumors that in the second movie we'll have the Joker. Now, there's a rumor that this movie here is going to have a Joker reference, but it's not going to be like they don't have an actor confirmed to play the Joker. I think this is the time to have William Dafoe as the fucking Joker.
That would be nice,
because they already have a working relationship, and I think just William Dafoe is the Joker. I think he would just be a fantastic Joker,
And he's already steeped in the DC films. Aquaman.
Yeah.
Which, just to let you know, if you want to know what Xander and I think of Aquaman, I'm sure your feelings haven't changed on it. My feelings haven't changed on it. Go watch like episode 5, listen to episode 5 or something.
Yeah, we talked about it. It's the only movie I've ever seen that I almost fell asleep watching it in the theaters.
Oh shit! Yeah, we talked about it,
and I think what it was too. I would love to go back and listen to that episode, because I think at first we were trying to be very fair about it, because we're reviewing it, and it's not a terrible movie. It's not horrible, but it's not that great of a movie either. Visually, it's amazing. Visually, it's a beautiful movie.
It had too much in it.
Yeah. They try to do way too much, and I'm still not a big Jason Momoa fan. I'm not a huge Jason Momoa fan, because I feel like a lot of his movies is just like, and we saw that with Aquaman, where he looks like a badass Aquaman, but the way they write it is like he's dumb compared to everyone else, and I hate that, because Aquaman isn't stupid.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I heard that he's different in the Snyder Cut.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see. And I'm also looking forward to Jason Momoa's next movie, which we got to get a fucking trailer. He's in Dune.
Yeah, I remember. I forgot about that until a couple of days ago when my coworkers was like, "Man, they need to make a new Dune movie." That's what I'm like, dude. They are, and Jason Momoa's in it. He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Well, shit, what happened in that movie? I haven't seen anything about it." It's like I told him about it. And I'm like, "Wait a minute, what happened in that movie?" You know,
It's supposed to come out in December.
it's
They
probably
did
it's
really.
probably delayed.
Have you seen the posters?
Yeah,
I don't think it is because it is delayed.
I said it might be. I don't know if it is or not.
I don't think so because movie theaters are opening up.
Yeah, and now we can also
So
stream the
my
movies too if worst comes to worst.
yeah. So let's see what Dune. I love that book. It's awesome, and I think they've got a hell of a cast. And yeah, there's supposed to be a trailer probably this week, so we could talk about it next time.
Oh
Because
yeah,
I'm a big
definitely.
fan of the books.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm
of the
looking forward
book.
to
You
that.
know what's crazy is I've never went beyond the first book for some reason. I've heard the books, a lot of the books afterwards are still good, but for whatever reason, I've read the original like 8 or 9 times, and I usually when I do series, I actually read them if I
Yeah.
really like the first book. And the first book is one of my favorite books of all time. So, but for whatever reason, I've never went beyond it. So, and that's
Huh.
strange for me. It's two parts because that story is big.
Uh huh.
So they're splitting it into two parts, and it's from the guy who did fucking Sicario, Prisoners, motherfucking Arrival, and Blade Runner 2049, and all four of those films are fantastic.
Yeah.
So I don't know,
Have
Zan.
to. Have
Yeah,
to.
hold on. There's a little dead air. What's wrong?
Oh no, no. I was listening to you. You were cutting in and out a little bit, but I was getting what you were saying about Dune and stuff like that. I was going to say
Okay.
with that. I definitely have never seen the movie Dune, the original. I never saw it, so maybe that's something I'll check out. And we
Don't.
can. Oh, don't.
Well, you know what? Okay. You should watch it, but don't think it's in a representation. Here's the crazy thing: it's a David Lynch film, the original Dune.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you know about the other adaptation.
I didn't know there was another one.
There was a Sci-Fi Channel miniseries of it back in 2000. And while
Oh.
most of the cast wasn't big, they had one big star in it, and that was William Hurt. He played Leto Atreides.
Oh wow.
Hold, hold on, somebody's here. Hold on. Oh, it's just the wind. Shit. But yeah, he played Leto Atreides, and then they made the second and third books in the miniseries, which had Susan Sarandon in it.
Yeah.
But the Lynch film, you could tell it's very rushed. It's got some strange things to it. I do think the visual style that they did for it is great because Dune is not your typical space opera. One of the key things is you got to know is there's no computers in it.
Yeah.
There's reason in the backstory for that. They explain why, but there's no computer. Spaceships are not navigated by highly advanced fucking ships. They're navigated by people who have mutated due to the spice, which is an important element of the book. There's so much to it, but I will tell you, Dune is not your typical space opera where there's a lot of technology to it. Some of
Huh.
the technology is backwards. Like for example, they don't have like touch screens or anything. They use nukes as a major weapon.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they use there's a lot of sword fighting. They have weapon masters. There's yeah, there are spaceships, there are things like that. There are like little devices like poison sniffers. There is a little like robotic device called a hunter killer that someone controls,
Mm-hmm.
an assassin device. There's stuff like that, but there's not really anything. You don't have like droids or things like that
Oh.
yet in the first book. I'm talking about the context of the first book. Yeah,
Yeah.
If you can, I don't know if you do audiobooks, you should listen to the audiobook because that's a full production.
Oh wow, yeah, I'll check that out because I mean I like audiobooks.
Yeah, that one has actors and everything in it. But it's the book verbatim. It's
Yeah,
just actors.
yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, I think this is going to wrap up the episode.
real quick, you should. You know what? Never mind. Watch the Lynch version of Dune.
Okay.
I don't. I'm not gonna say it's a good film because it's not. But there's elements of it that's interesting, and we can talk about it. That'll give us some rain. We could talk about it next time a little bit.
Yeah. Sounds good. But before I close the episode, so Anthony, is there anything else you want to add to the Batman?
Fuck. Let's see. It's gritty. It looks good. It looks better than the Nolan movies.
Yeah.
Then like I call Dark Knight Rises Jesus Batman. So,
Yeah.
and which Batman's not Jesus. So
Yeah, it's I love and hate the Nolan films for what it is. I respect for what they are, and I mean, I like Batman Begins. That was really good. Dark Knight I thought was decent. Dark Knight Rises I did not like that at all. I remember
silly.
I saw that in theaters and I was like, what the fuck is this? So I mean, like I feel like this is definitely. I feel like this is gonna be the Batman movie that like shows some Batman fans of what they've been missing and not realizing it. That's really what I feel like this movie's going to be because, like I said, I got Batman animated series vibes from it, and I think that to me, out of everything, that's the best portrayal of Batman when it comes to that sort of medium of media of watching. I feel like the best way to experience Batman is Batman the animated series, bar none. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be really good.
Yeah, it'll be good. It looks awesome. His suit looks amazing.
Yeah, and they did say that there's not going to be a whole lot of origin stuff in this movie. It's pretty much like this is his second year being Batman. Boom, he's already Batman. We're probably not gonna go through the whole like, oh, my parents were killed and blah blah blah. I mean, I think everyone knows that now. I think we can skip that part and just go straight to the Batmobile.
Yeah, that works for me.
Yep. But anyway, guys, if you enjoy our episode of Blast Podcasting, be sure to leave us a review and rate us on iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, or Spotify. Or, leave us a comment on our YouTube channels as well as youtube.com/NinjaScullion and youtube.com/MagnusX1 as well. And we'll be coming back very soon. I'm hoping, just like I said on the last episode of Excess Gaming Podcast, I'm hoping that we have a regular schedule when we get back in the slew of things. We'll see how that goes. But as always, guys, thanks for listening, and we'll be blasting off to the next episode.